This is incredible. When scientists open this huge Chinese tomb, the world may never be the same. What's inside it? The discovery that shocked the whole world. Archaeologists in China recently discovered the tomb of a former emperor, and when they opened it, they found something unbelievable. What did they find? Well, let me tell you all about it. But before we start, be sure to hit that like button for more videos. The archaeologists were shocked by what they found. The tomb was huge, filled with gold and treasures. But that wasn't even the best part. There was so much more hidden inside. So let's go back to the beginning. It all started when a team of experts were excavating a large area of land. They had been working hard for months, carefully brushing away dirt and debris. They were looking for something special, something that would change history forever. But they had no idea that their dreams were about to come true. As they continued their work, they began to uncover a series of tunnels. At first, they weren't sure what to make of them. But as they explored further, they realized that these tunnels led to a tomb. The tomb was unlike any other they had ever seen before. It was huge, over 32,000 square feet. That's almost an acre of land. It was also incredibly ornate and decorated with beautiful artwork. But the archaeologists knew that the best was yet to come. As they continued to explore the tomb, they uncovered a series of chambers. Each chamber was filled with treasures beyond their wildest dreams. There were chests overflowing with gold coins, jewelry, and artwork. It was truly a sight to behold. And as they continued their exploration, they came across something truly amazing. In the center of the tomb was a sarcophagus made of pure gold. The sarcophagus was adorned with intricate designs and symbols that the archaeologists knew would take years to decipher. But they couldn't wait to get started. The discovery of the tomb sent shockwaves around the world. Experts from all over came to the site to try and uncover its secrets. They were eager to learn more about the emperor who had been buried there and the treasures that he had taken with him to the grave. But as the experts began to explore the tomb, they made a shocking discovery. The emperor's sarcophagus was empty. It seemed as though the emperor's remains had been stolen centuries ago. This was a devastating blow to the archaeologists, but they refused to give up. They continued to explore the tomb, and soon made another amazing discovery. They found a secret passageway that led to an underground labyrinth. The labyrinth was filled with even more treasures, including a series of ancient scrolls. The archaeologists were overjoyed. They knew that these scrolls could contain invaluable information about the emperor and his life. With careful hands, they unrolled the scrolls and began to read the ancient text. What they found was even more shocking than they could have imagined. The scrolls contained the key to a secret treasure, a treasure that was still hidden somewhere in the tomb. The archaeologists were excited to continue their search, but they knew they had to be careful. The secret treasure was said to be cursed. Legend had it that anyone who tried to steal it would be doomed to a terrible fate. But the archaeologists were determined to find it. They explored every nook and cranny of the tomb, searching for clues. And finally, after weeks of searching, they found it. The secret treasure was a small box made of pure gold. It was hidden in a secret chamber behind one of the walls. As the archaeologists opened the box, they found something that would change history forever. Inside the box was a series of ancient artifacts, including a golden mask and a staff of power. The mask was intricately designed and looked as though it had been crafted from the emperor's own face. The staff was adorned with symbols of power and wealth. The archaeologists were stunned. They knew that these artifacts were priceless and that they could unlock the secrets of the emperor's life and reign. But they also knew that they had to be careful. The legend of the curse was still fresh in their minds, and they didn't want to risk angering whatever spirits may have been protecting the treasure. As they carefully examined the artifacts, they felt a strange presence in the tomb. The air grew cold, and a strange mist began to form. The archaeologists were scared, but they pushed on. They knew that they were making a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, and they didn't want to be deterred. As they continued their work, they noticed that the mask seemed to be glowing faintly. The glow grew brighter and brighter until suddenly the mask began to move. The archaeologists were terrified. Could the legend of the curse be true? Was the spirit of the emperor himself rising from his tomb? The golden mask then rose from the pedestal and began to walk. It glided through the tomb, its eyes glowing with an eerie light. The archaeologists were frozen in fear, unsure of what to do. The mask stopped in front of them and then spoke in a voice that echoed through the tomb. It told the archaeologists that it had been waiting for them and that it was time for them to leave. The archaeologists were confused. Why was the mask speaking to them? What did it want them to do? The mask then repeated itself, and the archaeologists realized that it was trying to tell them to leave the tomb. They knew that they should listen to the mask. It was clear that the spirit of the emperor did not want them to stay in the tomb any longer. As they slowly backed away from the mask, they felt a strange sense of peace. The air in the tomb seemed to lighten, and the mist began to dissipate. The archaeologists knew that they had been given a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and that they should be grateful for the opportunity to have witnessed such a remarkable phenomenon. As they left the tomb, they couldn't help but look back. They wondered what the future held for the mask and the tomb, and what other secrets the ancient world still had to reveal. Now, you might be wondering what happened to the treasure. After all, the archaeologists had risked their lives to find it. But when they returned to the surface, they knew that the treasure was not theirs to keep. It belonged to the emperor and should remain in his tomb. They carefully placed the mask and staff back in the box and returned it to its hiding place. They then sealed the tomb and made sure that it would remain undisturbed for centuries to come. The discovery of the emperor's tomb and the mysterious mask had shocked the world. People from all over came to see the tomb and to learn more about the fascinating history of the region. The archaeologists were hailed as heroes, and the discovery was celebrated as one of the most important of the century. But for the archaeologists, the experience was bittersweet. They had witnessed something truly amazing, but they also knew that the spirit of the emperor was watching over his tomb. They had been warned not to disturb the dead, and they knew that they should listen. In the end, the archaeologists decided to leave the rest of the tomb untouched. They knew that there were probably many more treasures hidden within its walls, but they didn't want to risk angering the spirit of the emperor. They sealed the tomb and made sure that it would remain undisturbed for centuries to come. What do you think? Is there a curse on the tomb? Let me know in the comments below. And before you go, be sure to hit that like button for more videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.